Hi everybody, today I'm going to be going over one of my favorite skills from dialectical behavioral therapy. So DBT has four main components: mindfulness, distress tolerance, emotional regulation, and interpersonal effectiveness. My favorite one to look at is emotional regulation. This is because a lot of times people come into counseling to get rid of an emotion that they've been feeling. If they've been feeling overly sad or overly anxious or overly angered or irritated, which is completely fine if you're coming in to feel like you want to get rid of that emotion. However, we often forget that emotions do a lot for us, and it's not typically that we can get rid of an emotion fully, but we can definitely learn how to regulate those emotions. So I'm going to quickly touch on why emotions are so important for us first. So one of the main reasons is that emotions can motivate us, and they motivate us into an action. The second reason is that emotions help us to communicate to other people about how we're feeling. Any of our triggers, maybe something that we've recently gone through, our emotions will reflect that. But emotions also communicate to ourselves how we're feeling, how we're doing, if a trigger is present, and whether we need to incorporate a coping tool or some kind of strategy to help us regulate any emotions that we're kind of noticing come up in us. So those are just a few reasons why emotions are super important, and why we shouldn't necessarily think about getting rid of them completely, which is impossible anyway, but definitely regulate them so that they come up and show themselves at times that it's necessary or needed. So one skill that people can do in terms of emotional regulation is really checking the facts. So I'm going to list a bunch of tips and questions below that will kind of help you in understanding how to ask and how to challenge yourself about whether your emotions fit the facts of the situation. One really important question to ask yourself is, what is the specific event or the trigger that's prompting my emotions? And does my emotion appropriately fit that situation? If your emotions don't necessarily fit the facts, it means that we need to incorporate something or learn a tool to help us regulate those emotions. So I'm gonna, as I said, list a bunch of questions that can help you in terms of understanding and recognizing whether an emotion is fitting the facts of a situation. And going from there, you can then incorporate some tools once you know whether or not the emotion is not only just reasonable, but if its intensity is appropriate for the situation. I hope that helps. Again, DBT is some of my favorite work to do because I find it extremely helpful and skillful and purposeful. But if you have any questions or you want to learn more about DBT, you can feel free to connect with me. Thanks. Have a great day.